Hello, everybody. And today we're going to answer the question, why do we feel jealousy? Why do we experience jealousy? And I think this is a very good question because, you've seen a lot of those memes, right? Like, pay attention to those people who don't clap when you experience success. Or look at those people who don't appreciate you when things are going good for you. And, we hear a lot of these. Jealousy is an ugly emotion. Jealousy is like a terrible emotion. And that doesn't mean that it's also not a natural emotion. It's something that all of us experience. You can name me one person who has not experienced jealousy. So we need to understand why we feel jealous, why we feel jealous of someone, or why we feel jealous in general. And that's the question we're gonna ponder over and uncover today. So what do you guys think?
So I think that jealousy is always more about your vulnerability than about another person's action, even if it is your partner in a relationship. Because it really comes down to self esteem and your own anxieties and what makes you feel unsafe about the world. A lot of jealousy is driven by the gap between your expectations in life and your reality in life, and how reconciled you are to those realities. So one thing that it's helpful to sometimes try to consciously remember is that your feelings aren't necessarily facts. And this, by the way, is something that a former president of the United States and his supporters used to put on T-shirts. So facts are what they are. So sometimes we can take a step back from what we are feeling in that moment and recognize that this is a temporary feeling that we have, and ask ourselves, is it really the way that we think it is? Maybe we're seeing a partial picture. Maybe there's a more complete picture to it. Like, for example, on social media, you might see people post a very happy picture of themselves and in maybe a mountain or somewhere, right? But the chances are they might have had a huge argument on the way to that mountain, and they might be feeling really cold, but in that photo they look happy, right? So we don't see the complete picture. What we see is only a partial picture, so it is worth questioning ourselves what the real facts are.
I definitely agree with this, and like a lot of times when we feel jealousy, it's because like it's not happening to you, it's not happening in your life. Either because you didn't get the job that another person wanted, or you were not able to achieve the dream that like another person was able to do it, or even like things happening in other people's life that you want it to happen in your life. Self-esteem is where like if you know it's going to happen in your life as well, then you probably wouldn't be as jealous. Whereas when you know you might probably never experience it, and this is especially something that especially happens when you're reacting right away to something that happens, because when you're reacting right away, when you're angry, when you're sad, all those things, you're not really thinking rationally, and that's why people say there's an empathy gap between the time of your emotions, where you would empathize in a different way, and sometimes because you reflect right away when you're sad, you think that's the truth as well because you're like that's what you believe. But then if you just wait a second, calm yourself down, and then if you start reflecting, you probably wouldn't have been thinking those things.
Really good points from both of you as to, what are all the other factors going around when we feel jealous. And I feel like I remember learning about this in some kind of study as to if you and your friend were both offered some reward, whether it was cookies or money, I don't remember, it was depending on the age group of the people. Um, it's like you'd be happy if both of you got it, but if you had to give it to just your friend and not you, that gives different reactions, and then uh, versus getting the money yourself later. So recognizing whether it's something that you'll experience or not in the future is kind of a big part of why we might feel jealous. And some other reasons why I think we feel jealous, like Deepak mentioned before, is like you really care about the relationship that you have with the person or what they do and what they think. So therefore, that care is what leads to jealousy in a way. So it is kind of an emotion not to be ignored, because if you start feeling jealous about something, then it means that something needs to change. You need to talk to them about something. You need to share their fears, and often, talking about jealousy can help address it, which we'll talk about later. But another few reasons that I think we feel jealousy is if we are very fearful of losing something ourselves. So whether that means you have low self-esteem and therefore your friends hanging out with other friends makes you feel insecure that you're not the valued friend in the group, or if you rank high on your neuroticism, which is one of the traits in the Big Five personality trait, which is the tendency to feel more negative emotions like anxiety, depression, and have low self-esteem. So if you're high in neuroticism, there's a higher chance you might end up feeling jealous for things that other people are doing. And in relationship context, because that's where jealousy comes up a lot, if you're very attached to your partner and very obsessed and controlling about what they're doing, that's a big cause for jealousy as well. And fear of abandonment. If you're worried that they might leave you for someone better, then that's another reason that you might be jealous. So it comes from a place of care, and therefore, when you're feeling the lack of care, jealousy pops up. So it's a definite important emotion that's kind of a warning flag for you as to what's going on in the relationship.
I think we've got a lot of good points here. And to the audience, I just want to say one thing, which is okay, so now you've experienced jealousy. So, what have you done about it? So, what action steps have you taken? Did you screw someone over because of your jealousy, or have you repressed it? What have you done about it? Let us know in the comments down below. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now!